Hey guys, John Singleton here, head coach of the program. I'm in Barcelona at HUELLA Workout Club. I am also very lucky to be joined by Paloma. Today, we are going to be taking you through the hardest movement in CrossFit. I'm also going to explain to you why I believe it is the hardest movement in CrossFit as well. So, the hardest movement in CrossFit is the double kettlebell or dumbbell overhead squat. So Paloma's actually just going to give us a bit of a demo. If you could just do 3 reps. Okay, nice, and relax. Now, why is this the hardest movement in CrossFit? Okay, obviously it's not hardest technically, however what it does require are all the aspects of mobility that we need. So what I would argue is that if you have an athlete who's able to perform the double kettlebell overhead squats in a relaxed way such as Paloma, you are not going to have many mobility issues with that athlete. So what we're also going to look at is some of the foundational elements of what may make up that good positioning, so you guys can help improve and kind of follow along to make sure you're able to kind of pass those tests. So the first thing is we require very good squat mechanics. If I don't have good squat mechanics, it's going to be very hard for me to maintain my torso upright. If I can't maintain my torso upright, I'm not going to be able to do the movement. So in order to test that, Paloma's just going to put both feet together. And she's going to do what we call our feet together squat. She's going to squat down, hold the position, and back up. Yeah? This requires a lot of ankle mobility, or enough ankle mobility in order to do it. Well, the most common fault we find with this is that when an athlete does the movement, the heels come up in order to hit it, yeah. And just hold it with your heels up as well. And as you can see, it's just showing in essence that our ankle doesn't have enough mobility to allow our knee to go further enough forward and to relax, okay? So if you struggle performing the feet together squat because your ankles are coming up, it's definitely an area that you need to look at in order to improve. So we're just going to take that a little bit, we'll grab the kettlebells again and we're just going to do a double front rack squat. So as we come down now in the squat, just to go down, the most important thing we want to be able to see is that Paloma is able to keep her torso nice and upright. As I just said, this is going to facilitate the position overhead, meaning it's going to be a lot easier to hold the weight. So just relax again and stand back up. Good, and back down. The next thing we need, knowing that our lower body has sufficient range of motion in order to do that, is we need to make sure we have enough range of motion in our upper body as well. So we're going to actually use the 2 kettlebells again. I am just going to grab a PVC. Now this is actually the next test that we'd look to do. So what this test is going to tell me is if Paloma has sufficient thoracic and shoulder mobility in order to get the bar over the kettlebell. So you can take this into your back rack, head on the floor, feet together, and just push it over the kettlebell. So what we can see here is that Paloma has, keep the head on the floor, more than sufficient overhead mobility to clear the distance. What we'll find in some athletes is that they won't even be able to get over and they will really struggle to hit that position. So this is again a great test before you go in to make sure that you have the mobility in order to do the movement. Okay, and relax. And then we're just going to stand up once more. So again, what we want to see with that sufficient overhead mobility, sufficient ankle and hip mobility, we should be able to perform the double kettlebell overhead squat and down and back up and once more and back up and relax. Yeah? So, quite possibly the hardest movement in CrossFit. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it useful. Please like and subscribe and we will keep the content coming.